Hello comrades, Commissar bro here today, playing as Algeria in a base copy of Superpower 2 Steam Edition. That's right, this is my go-to game, and I quite enjoy going and messing around with countries every so often, and seeing what kind of trouble I can get into. Or at least, how I can make the country better, in Superpower 2 standards. So, anyway, on to more important matters. So, yeah, basically, as you can see, I'm kind of messing around here and there, trying to get this right. It's kind of funny because I actually already shot this. It just, it didn't go well. For some reason, my mic wasn't recording, and I was sitting there talking into nothing while playing Superpower 2. Good old Commissar stuff, right? Yes, exciting. Needless to say, I'm back now, and yeah, round 2, as it were. The only concern I have is, doing worse. I hope I don't do worse. I actually did pretty good last time, so hopefully I do better this time. Well, yeah, anyway. Sorry. Yeah, it's one of those days. And I hope everyone had a great new year, by the way. Yes, ringing in 2015 with a Superpower 2 video. That's right, this is the first video of the year, for me anyway. I don't know about, some of the other people in different time zones, how they'll be receiving this. But yes, this particular Superpower 2 video is intended to be that video. Anyway, let's talk about the country. So Algeria is pretty well off, already making $6,000 a person, with a pretty high gross domestic product. If you go to the resources, their fossil fuels are ludicrously high. 35, right off the bat. Look at that. More than they're making in just about every category. As far as per resource basis, definitely the highest resource they have by far. And yeah, they are pure on private economy. They're making a lot of money, and don't worry, that should readjust here in a minute, and we should be making oodles and oodles of cash from it, and we should be doing great. So we'll kind of let it sit for a minute and see what happens. Inflation should get itself under control pretty soon. It'll probably drop down to about 1.5, but it shouldn't go any much lower than that. See, there we go. We're making income again. Our overall income is rising bit by bit. It looks like it's lowering. Don't worry, comrades. It will get up there. And yeah, this is Algeria. I mean, they're really not hard to play as. They've already got a relatively high stability rating. Their approval rating is pretty high as well. Realistically speaking, there's no wrong way to do this, I guess. They're a great country as far as being managed is. Maybe not in real life, but that's not what this is, right? Right? This is the video game where you work out your fantasies and whatnot, right? Anyway, so yeah, there's not a whole bunch you can really do. I can basically just let the clock run on for a year's worth of time, and the country will still be making money. The main concern that I have with Algeria, though, is its low economic health. Economic health is kind of like a way to tell how well your country is growing, how much growth it's able to have. When it's at such a low number, like 37.9%, that means your growth is really, really low, and you don't want it to be that low. Unfortunately, there's not exactly a way for us to fix that until inflation gets itself under control, which, like I said, it should be doing quite soon, getting back up to about 3%, and we should be good. But as far as unemployment is, only 7.8% of our population is unemployed, and only 67%, 68 really, is below the poverty line, which, yeah, I mean, that's not great, but hey, look at our neighbors. Oh. They're all richer than us, except for Mali. Mali's okay in Mauritania. Perfect. All right, so don't make me look like a complete jackass now. And we'll go ahead and dump all of our money out of propaganda, get some good relations with the rest of the world. That actually made our economic health go up a little bit. Interesting. And, yeah, hopefully we should be getting some economic aid treaties from someone eventually, which we probably need. I don't even know why I have any money invested in tourism at all. I'm going to lower healthcare a little bit, just get some extra money flowing into the economy. If not a lot, it should assist to pay off that debt, because the two biggest fixed expenses that Algeria has, aside from its military and diplomacy, is corruption and its debt. It owes a lot of money, and we're not exactly paying that off very quickly now, are we? No, we are not. So, yeah, it's not exactly good as far as that goes. What else can we do? We could raise environment, arguably speaking, but do I really want to raise environment? Not really. I would like to max out government to get rid of all this corruption that my government has in it, but I think it'll require me to just make more money overall. I'm not going to raise taxes anymore, and I don't think I'm going to touch, well, yeah, why not? Let's see what happens if I raise this to 1.5%. Let's see how much. Okay, well, that's nice. Almost 400K, or 400 million, what am I talking about? So I could throw a little bit into environments, or I could keep it and allow it to pay off some of this ludicrous debt we have. At the rate we're going, it's still going to be a really long time before we pay off this debt indefinitely. Let's look at, oh, well, that aid treaty from, whatchamacallit, assisted us. So now we're almost making a $1 trillion, or $1 billion paying off our debt, which is really good. Oh, there we go, 1.6. Damn, nice, beautiful. Our economic health's getting back up. Our inflation is getting back to around 3%, where we need it. And yeah, this looks like where exactly we need to be as far as our economy goes, and we're paying off corruption, getting that out of our economy. Let me bump that up a bit, just so environment, having a high environment puts more, to your resource bonuses. Yeah. And we really need to get this up. If I had a little bit of if I had someone I can throw all my evil little debt off to, I would totally do it. Like if we could get on Belgium's good side. They don't really like us all that much. And even then, our economy is still pretty large. It's not small at all. You could, conceivably, throw a bunch of money into the global, or, raise the tax mod to a stupid high level if you wanted to. But it's like, do you really want to do that? It's not always the best maneuver. It doesn't always work out in your favor, and I'm bumping that down to 3.7. We'll do the same with dairy as well to allow it to grow exponentially. Actually, I'm going to put this down to 0. Fuck it, man. Fuck it. Let's see what happens. Even tobacco, because these areas are just not making enough money to even put a dent in our economy anyway. So we're probably not even going to have enough time in this video to see what happens with it. But at least by doing this, we're promoting growth in the food and agricultural areas, because right now we are not making any money from them, at least as much as we need to. We're not even making half of consumption here. So that's terrible. And, look, our energy consumption is rising quite steadily, which is mildly terrifying because, yeah, it means income overall, or we're going to have less resources in the end game. But hey, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Not much. That's what you're going to do. But like I said, we can keep paying off this mountain of debt that we have here, which is almost as much income as we're making, which, I don't know, in all things considered, it's really not that much, but it's still a pretty decent amount. So it's kind of something. You could always take over one of the surrounding countries in your immediate vicinity if you wanted to. The world already doesn't like you, though, so that's kind of a tough move, concerning move that I would be very wary about, just in the sense that you don't want everyone going to war with you. Your military is pretty powerful, though, in relation to those around you, except for Libya. Libya has a more powerful army than you, but even then, you could just buy stuff off the black market and be good to go. So it's kind of like, it's not a bad idea. That's one way you could go. I don't know. I kind of like what we're doing now. We're steadily building up here. Everything's looking pretty good. I'm lowering tax by 1%. Look, that was a giant chunk of change that we stopped making from that. So our stability is still relatively high. Our tourism is slowly getting higher. We're making almost $1 billion off foreign aid. If we could get better relations with some more countries, so throw in some money into foreign aid, for example, which we'll throw that much into foreign aid and see how much it does. That bumps it up with some of these other countries. Maybe there's somebody in that group who will eventually start making money and throwing it at us. That would be nice. But anyway, this has been Commissar Bro. Thank you so much for watching my economic tutorial or whatever on Algeria, and just kind of looking at this country, seeing how it's really not a bad country. It may be a little challenging. I'd say it's more of kind of a moderate difficulty, I guess you could say, just because things in the late game would probably be more difficult than a lot of other countries who you can just, get diplomatic relations with a bunch of people and they'll pay off all your debt. So, yeah, these guys are pretty much a do-it-yourself type country where they have all the means to make a very powerful economy, have a powerful country, so on, right off the bat. And honestly, you could just take tourism, just zero that out, make a bunch of money, or whatever. I mean, you could not tax your populace and just raise up tourism and try to get your stability rating back up, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of different ways that you could do Algeria, and it's very malleable in that sense. So yeah, this is definitely a cool little country to play as, and it's interesting to see what'll happen. But anyway, don't forget, comrades, to like, subscribe, and like I said, I hope you all had a great New Year's. And I hope you're all excited for 2015 like I am. Don't forget, if you want to support your local neighborhood commissar, you most definitely can. Now on YouTube, they have that little donation crap on the on people's channels. So if you would like to donate some money to help support me as a YouTuber, that would be awesome. That would be totally great. And it's really simple. So, yeah, anyway, I will catch you comrades later.